If you're diagnosed with cancer, it's very normal to feel emotionally unwell, to feel distressed. You might be experiencing some feelings of low mood or feelings of anxiety that you wouldn't normally be experiencing. These are normal feelings that most people would have when they're first diagnosed. And what we want to do is to give you some ideas and advice about how to manage those feelings, but also where to go to seek further help. So if you are experiencing low mood or anxiety, please talk to your family and friends about this. Often you'll find that people around you are a really good network of support. It's also good to, as much as possible, recognise that this is a normal feeling that you're going to have. It's a very scary time, but there's lots of things you can do to help yourself feel more in control. It's really important that you talk to your clinical team about how you're feeling. So for example, if you're in contact with your CNS, which is a clinical nurse specialist, or one of your doctors or your GPs, there's actual other services that you can be referred to which specialise in providing mental health support at this time. So it's really important, if you are feeling those feelings and you're finding that you're not able to cope and manage, that we get you the help that you need. There are other things you could be doing. So for example, obviously the exercises that you're going to be prescribed or physical activity is really important to help you manage those feelings. It's also important to continue doing all the daily activities you would normally be doing as much as you can. So whether that's going out to work, whether that's being at home and continuing to be as independent as possible in your day, all of these things will help you in terms of your emotional well-being and how you're feeling. Exercise is researched and shown to really improve people's mental health. So if you are experiencing low mood or feelings of anxiety that you wouldn't normally be feeling, by doing exercise and physical activity, that can really help you. It's also important to think about activities that make you feel better about yourself or make you feel better in yourself. So if there are things you know that you would do in your day that really help you to relax, it could be a multitude of different activities. Some people find gardening relaxing, some people find reading, listening to music, talking to friends and family. All of these activities can be really supportive at this time if you're feeling unwell, distressed, emotionally, that you need support. Please speak to your instructor or speak to your specialist nurse or your doctor, as I've advised. They will be able to refer you to what's called Improving Access to Psychological Therapy Services, who can do various different therapies with you to help you work through this time. But ultimately, don't forget the resources you already have yourself. So for example, your friends, your family, and all the coping strategies you have yourself, which I'm sure you've used many times before in different situations in your life where you've been faced with stress or unpredictable situations. So there are actually some real practical things you can do in your day that will help you feel better in yourself, help you to control any feelings of anxiety or if you're feeling low in mood. So it's really important to keep to your daily routine, as I've said before. It's also really important to be looking after yourself, so making sure you're eating well, drinking plenty, eating fruit and vegetables, following all the advice you've been given about diets, because that can really have an impact in terms of how you're feeling from a mental health and emotional perspective. There are lots of charities that can really help at this time. So for example, Macmillan or Maggie's, both of them have really excellent websites that you can access which provide lots of information on how to look after yourself in terms of your mental well-being. And you can also ring telephone support lines and speak to somebody on the phone if you are feeling unwell and you're feeling that you can't necessarily talk to your friends and family about this when you're not feeling very well in terms of your mental health, whether that's feeling low in mood, feeling panicked, anxious. It's important to think about what might trigger those feelings. So for example, if you're drinking alcohol or if you're having too much caffeine, both of those things can contribute to mental health feelings of unwell. So for example, caffeine can contribute to anxiety and alcohol can often contribute to feeling low in mood. So it's really important to be aware of the things that might trigger you to feel that way. Also, if you're going online or looking at things on the websites, that can also really impact in terms of your mental health. So please try and avoid anything that you know is going to cause you distress at this time and look after yourself as best as you can. Talk to people, that's a really important thing. I know it can be difficult sometimes when we don't want to share any difficulties or worries that we're having with our loved ones, but actually sometimes you find that if you can share that with them, or if that's not appropriate, if you want to talk to, like I said, a nurse or your GP, or anybody that you feel that you can trust at this time to explain your worries and concerns. That will really help. A problem shared really is a problem halved. So please do speak to somebody that you think that would be able to help you at this time.